Welcome to the Weekday Report for Friday, September 27th. I'm Tracy Pelishek. Here's a brief look at the news. A fire hit an apartment complex in Camp Lake this morning. Joe Roselle filed this report.
We're here at the scene of a 5-alarm apartment fire in Camp Lake. The 16-unit building was fully engulfed at about 4 a.m. Firefighters fought the blaze for about 3 hours. It's still smoldering. All of the 25 residents were able to get out safely. Just moments ago, rescuers were able to bring out cockatiel that they saved.
Thanks, Jill. A rail connection was among the chief attractions for the president of Emco Chemical Distributors, who moved his corporate headquarters and 140 jobs to Pleasant Prairie last month. Edward Poland said he came to look at a rail spur and wound up falling in love with the 260,000 square foot building at 8601 95th Street in Lakeview Corporate Park. Emco joins a growing list of out-of-state companies that have crossed the border to Kenosha County. Emco, a privately held, family-run company, markets chemicals on a business-to-business basis. Just north of the industrial park, crews are moving truckloads of coal ash from We Energy's landfill so the material can be recycled by I-94 construction crews. The ash, generated at the coal-fired Pleasant Prairie power plant, is used to build up areas that are too low for the road. The removal of the ash from the landfill started in July and is expected to wrap up in November. A robbery that started as a joke led to jail time for a Waukegan woman. 24-year-old Christine Bearden was sentenced to a year in jail on Thursday. She pleaded guilty of being part of a plan to rob a friend of hers last November in Kenosha, a plot that started out as a joke but wound up being a full-blown armed robbery. Court documents say Bearden was with the victim when 2 other men held a knife to his throat and emptied his pockets while she stood by. A 7th grader at Harborside Academy has brought her dress code concerns to the Kenosha Unified School Board. Tova Reardon told the board this week that she has been sent to the school office to change out of shirts considered too low cut for the school's dress code. At the same time, she said, she sees teachers almost daily wearing clothing that doesn't conform with the code. District spokeswoman Tanya Reuter said all employees are being reminded of the dress code policy. This week's Fix It feature takes on the case of some missing sidewalk slabs along 31st Street in Petsky Park. Gravel has been placed in the areas that were ripped up as part of a 2-phase project to expand and improve the park. Phase 2 won't happen until next year, but a city official said a temporary fix will be made to make the sidewalk more accessible until the final work is done. For the full report, check out kenoshanews.com or Friday's Kenosha News. What's trending today? Republican lawmakers in Wisconsin introduced a bill on Thursday that would make it harder to strip public schools of race-based nicknames and mascots. A Native American official described the bill as racist, while proponents, including Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, say it's reasonable. What do you think? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is Jeremy Reeves with the latest Man Cave feature.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Reeves, and this week's Man Cave segment features Kenosha resident Richard Garucci. The 84-year-old Garucci was born and raised in Kenosha, but moved to Southern California in the mid-1950s. He eventually moved back home permanently in 2005 to be closer to friends and family. For more than 30 years, he lived in the beach community of Marina del Rey, which is near Santa Monica. Garucci loved living near the ocean, so he's turned one room of his house into what he calls the nautical room. To create a marine-like feel, he has 21 model lighthouses, dolls of sea captains, and a menagerie of dolphins, pelicans, eagles, and other wildlife. He also uses the room to read his 31 books on the American Revolution and to listen to operas, classical, and big band music. If you or someone you know would like to be considered for a future Man Cave feature, please call 656-6290 or email me at jreeves@kenoshanews.com. I'm Jeremy Reeves, and I'll be looking for your man cave.
Thanks, Jeremy. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Jesse Tuttle and Janine Anderson are looking into a recent spike in heroin arrests and deaths in Kenosha County. And Bill Guida has this week's Sunday Choice feature, a profile on a local musician with a troubled past. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Tracy Pelishek with the Weekday Report.